there, Souls Collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about and reviewing bootlegs or knockoffs, whatever you want to call them. These are all the way from AliExpress. I believe they came from China. And I'm going to be talking about whether I think these are actually any good. And these three, I just have to say, are originals. These are Hasbro products on the end here, and I'm going to be comparing them in this video. I want to say a big shout out to a fellow YouTuber called JCC2224, and it was his channel that I originally saw these reviewed on, and I just thought to myself, I have to get some of these. I have to check these out for myself to see if they are any good. And we will be taking a closer up look at all of them, but I'm just going to run through some of the ones that I have. I do have more to show you in this video, but I just wanted to get a bit of a lineup of them. And part of that was so I didn't forget some of their names, to be honest. So starting on the left, we have the 501st ARF Trooper Phase 1, ARF Trooper Phase 2. Then we have a standard Clone Trooper Phase 1, 501st. Now, I'm not even too sure if that's correct, because it looks to me like it's just a Phase 1 helmet on a Phase 2 body in terms of the paint applications. You'll have to let me know in the comment section below. Then we have Hard Case. We have Sergeant Apo, and then we have the Wolfpack Troopers here. So this is the standard Wolfpack Trooper. Then we have Boost, and then this is Sinker. And then, of course, these three here are original Hasbro products, which I'm just going to say right now, I do actually prefer, and I would never order something that they already do. So, for example, you can order, if you want, a standard 501st Clone Trooper, but I wouldn't do that. I prefer the originals, and I will explain why in a second. But that's just a bit of a lineup. I do have some other figures from the 212th to show you, and also from the 91st as well. And again, you know, these are the ones that I've ordered because Hasbro do not currently offer these troopers. They just don't. And in my opinion, they're leaving money on the table, which is a bit of a shame. Because if I was Hasbro, I would have got all of these out long ago once they gave us that Clone Trooper body. But having said that, if you happen to enjoy this video, hit the like button down below, subscribe if you're new. And let's just take a look at this one, Apo, because he is very similar to this one, which is the Clone Trooper 501st that Hasbro offer. All right then, so here they are side by side, and we've got Apo on the left. You can tell it's Apo because he has the little arrow on his helmet there, the paint applications. And what you'll also notice is that the one on the left has a slightly larger helmet than this one, and that is because this one is not a removable helmet and the bootleg version is. So we will just take a look at the bootleg version right now. So let's remove that helmet, and what's underneath is an unpainted clone head, which is pretty bizarre. But there is the helmet, and it's kind of like a soft plastic, and it just goes over the head just like that. Now, the other thing that you have to note about these bootleg figures is that the hands are of the old style clones. I don't know why they've done that. So these are not the new style hands, but everything else about the figure is pretty much exact to what Hasbro would give you. So they have the barbell hips and all that kind of thing. The other thing to note about these figures is that they absolutely stink. They have a really funny smell about them. They smell almost like burnt. Somebody mentioned to me when I said I was going to do this video that they smelt like lead. And that might be the way that they are produced. I don't really know too much about different kinds of plastics and things like that. But what I would say is that the plastic of these figures definitely feels of a lesser quality than the actual original Hasbro figures. And also they don't have the proper hands, as I mentioned, and they have the removable helmet with an unpainted head. So that is the difference. I think I paid roughly around $10 US for each of these figures, which isn't too much cheaper than an original. But as I said, the reason I did this is because, you know, you cannot at this moment in time get Commander Apo, or Sergeant Apo as they called him on the website. And you are also unable to get any of these via Hasbro either. So I don't really know how they've managed to do these sort of Phase 1, Phase 2 ARF Trooper helmets. Maybe they've like 3D printed them or something and then, you know, managed to sort of produce them. I really don't know. And obviously the paint applications for these different characters that we have here in the Wolfpack, we don't have those in the line either. So this one here is hard case. So as you can see, the paint applications on his body there and on the helmet, you are unable to currently get this via Hasbro. So this is where they're kind of leaving, you know, money on the table, because I would definitely buy all of these characters if Hasbro released them, rather than, you know, going down this bootleg sort of avenue. So that's hard case. That's your Apo for the 501st. And as I mentioned, just in terms of the quality, the plastic definitely feels different. It doesn't smell too great out of the sort of baggies that you get them sent in, and they have the incorrect hands. But apart from that, you know, these are going to make pretty good stand-ins in my collection, I've got to say. They're going to look great with my other 501sts. I just wish Hasbro had released them, basically, so then I didn't have to go down this route. But we'll show you a few more of them. So this is the ARF Trooper. I believe this is the Phase 1 helmet. Paint applications are great. There never seems to be any sort of like overspill or anything like that. Take the helmet off and you've got that dodgy, unpainted clone head under there. There's a squishy helmet. And also the accessories that you get with them, you get, you know, the standard sort of longer rifles here and the smaller like carbine ones. And I've got to say, these are actually worse quality than when Hasbro had really gummy plastic. You know, these are really bendy. You can see there, you know, these aren't really good quality at all, but you do, you know, get them included with the figures that you order if you wanted to order these from AliExpress yourselves. This is the Phase 2 helmet for the ARF Trooper. Looks pretty cool. Again, paint applications are pretty decent, but it's just the same body that they're using every time. Helmet goes on quite nicely. So that's the Phase 2 ARF Trooper. Now this is the 501st Phase 1 Clone Trooper, which again Hasbro haven't released, or have they? Because, you know, we got this apparent clone lieutenant from the Ahsoka series. Once again, this one does not have a removable helmet, but this one does. So let me know in the comment section below what's going on here, because this to me looks like a Phase 2 body with the paint on the chest there. I'm pretty sure that the Phase 1s, like this one, did not have any paint applications or markings on their chest. They also had the blue stripe down the arm there, which these guys don't. And these guys, you know, the original version or the Hasbro release do not have the stripes down the legs, which these do. So again, let me know in the comment section below what's going on there. Is one like an animated one? Is one like a, you know, from the Ahsoka show? But just having both of these in hand here, you know, I definitely can feel the difference in the quality of the plastic. The Hasbro, you know, the actual official release do feel a little bit better. They, you know, it has to be said, they do. So there you go. That's the Phase 1. So now we'll take a quick look at the Wolf Pack, and this is the standard Clone Trooper here. You can see the markings on the shoulder armor there, and you know, that's the standard Wolf Pack helmet. And of course we do have Commander Wolf in the line, so this is why I picked these up to go with those guys, because as I say, Hasbro have not given us these. So this is Boost. Apparently you can see his markings on the helmet are ever so slightly different. He has some flashes going on the front of the helmet there. And then if we bring in Boost, once again, he has more paint applications going on the bottom of the helmet there. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, so here we have a bunch more. And from the left, we have the 212th Medic. You can see that he's got that little symbol on the helmet. Then we have the 212th Boyle. Then we have the 212th Phase 1 ARF Trooper and Phase 2 ARF Trooper. And then we have the Phase 1 Clone Trooper. So very similar to the ones that I had for the 501st. Then we have some from the 91st Battalion. We have the Bark Trooper there. Then we have the standard Clone Trooper. Then we have the 91st ARF Trooper. And then right on the end there, we have the ARF Trooper Razor. And he has 4 stripes on his helmet there. And we have Stack, who has the 2 stripes on the helmet, and that's the only difference between those 2 figures. I'll just move him around there so you can just see. We'll take a closer up look at all of these in a second, but that's just all of the ones that I have now that I ordered from the dodgy bootlegger through AliExpress. But I've got to say, you know, they actually look okay. Some of the 212 look a little bit off in terms of these 3 here. The helmets look very white compared to the bodies. The bodies have a little bit of an off-white color. I'm just going to bring in the standard Hasbro release here, which is infinitely better in my opinion. Again, the plastic just feels a little bit better, and they don't look so sort of off-white yellow. They do a little bit, and the helmets do look a little bit white compared to the body for the original release. And we'll just take the helmet off there, and you can see we've got that proper clone head. But now if we take a look at this guy, for example, this is the medic. We take the helmet there, and he's got that unpainted head. And the helmets are a little bit looser than the original Hasbro release. We'll just show you there. That's the medic. And then we have, apparently this is Boyle. Just see there, the markings on the helmet. And once again, you know, these are very much like the 501st, but just for the 212th colors. So we have the Phase 1 ARF Trooper, Phase 2, and again, you can really see how white that helmet is compared to the body, which is like a sort of creamy sort of off-white color. And then this one's the worst one out of all of them, in my opinion. You know, the Phase 1 helmet looks really, really white there compared to the body, and it's actually really quite loose on the figure and oversized as well. So that's the one that I'm thinking is not so great compared to the others. And this is the Bossk Speeder Trooper, apparently. So you can see that the helmet is ever so slightly different. You've got the paint applications on the shoulder and on the leg, chest and arm there. So these are the 91st Battalion, apparently. This is the standard 91st Clone Trooper. Same markings, just ever so slightly different helmet to the Bossk Speeder Trooper. And once again, the ARF Trooper for that battalion. So they're just repainting, as you'd expect with clones. And, you know, as I said many times in this video already, you know, this is where Hasbro are leaving money on the table, because I'm sure most people would buy all of these troopers for their armies. So that's the 91st ARF Trooper Razor figure. Apparently he's got the 4 little stripes on the helmet, and if you compare him to him, he's got 2, and that's apparently stack. So, but there you go. They're, you know, completely white clone bodies, all with the incorrect hands, all with the unpainted helmet. But, you know, they've just produced a helmet and repainted it for the 2 different characters. So there you go then, guys. That is all of the bootleg figures that I managed to pick up for my collection. As I stated before, in terms of the quality, you can definitely feel that there is a difference in quality between these bootlegs and, you know, the official Hasbro releases, as you would probably expect. These all have the unpainted heads underneath the removable helmets, and they also come with pretty bendy, poor quality accessories, which Hasbro have definitely improved most recently with some of their figures. You know, they're definitely getting better in terms of the plastics that they're using for their accessories. But as I mentioned, you know, none of the figures that you can see in front of you here are actually available via Hasbro. They have not released them. They haven't given us an Apo. They haven't given us a hard case. They haven't given us any of the ARF Troopers, Boyle for the 212th. They haven't given us any of these Wolfpack Troopers and things like that. So at the moment, these are going to go into my collection mixed in with the Clone Troopers that I have got via Hasbro. And as I said, if Hasbro were to release these, I would buy all of these again, and I would prefer to have them as a official Hasbro release. But as I said, at this moment in time, they haven't given us them. So this is the only way that I can get myself a hard case figure with that new Clone Trooper body. So come on, Hasbro, sort yourselves out. Give us these Clone Troopers in 4 packs, army builders, however you want to do it. Just release them, man, because you're leaving money on the table. But Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching, and also thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members as always. Thank you so much for the extra support. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we shall see you on the next one.